This might be the longest I've ever gone without uploading on YouTube since I really started taking it serious and doing it for real. And there's a good reason for that. And you've probably seen the title and the thumbnail already, which is a little bit of a clickbait and not really at the same time, because I am no longer, at least for the next long time being, a full-time filmmaker anymore. And the reason is that I'm currently sitting in our new apartment in the Netherlands, in Breda, more specifically. And after traveling for 3.5 years and meeting Joya along the way, it was time to stop traveling full-time and get some more stability and get back to a more normal lifestyle, if you will. So no longer a digital nomad. We're living in this amazing apartment that is not furnished that much yet. Slowly getting there. We've been living here for almost 2 weeks now. So it's definitely getting there slowly, but we need to buy everything from new because we both sold everything we had before we left traveling initially. So this is a completely new chapter, and in this video I just wanted to give you a little bit of a quick life update and hopefully not make it too long, but it's completely unscripted, so yeah, I never know what happens with these. So for those 2 of you who actually care and watches this all the way through, thank you. I appreciate you for still being here, taking an interest, and for the rest that's probably left now, that's completely fine. I will be getting back to making some videos that are more interesting and more about filmmaking and things in a little bit. But I just wanted to give a little update, and also why the videos are longer in between and a lot more sporadic in the coming months at least. So as I said, we stopped traveling, and the whole reason is basically, 1, we wanted some more stability, we wanted to be back in Europe, and 2, we kind of got travel fatigue. Something that if you told me that would happen 3.5 years ago, I would probably not have really believed you, because I didn't think that was a thing. When I set out on my travel, I thought that traveling all the time and being in new places all the time, experiencing cultures and seeing beautiful places would be the dream forever. It just turns out that if you stay in beautiful places all the time, it kind of just normalizes and becomes the norm, and it stops being as beautiful. Sure, it's still beautiful, but I kind of just stopped appreciating it in the same way, and it really hit when we were in New Zealand for 9 months and doing van life for 6 of them, and at the end we were just seeing mountains and beautiful landscapes and just didn't appreciate it in the same way as I did before. And I come from Denmark, a country that is raining most of the year, it feels like. At least the weather is not that great. It's often a little bit colder than a lot of other countries. In general, the weather is just gray from like September to March, April-ish, and then it starts to ease up a little bit on that. So I always just thought like, oh, traveling, being in beautiful, nice, warm weather all the time is going to be amazing. And it turns out that when you are that all the time, all the downsides of that also just shows up at some point. And this is by no means me complaining, it's just me explaining a little bit of why I've changed things up again and why I now want to settle down, or at least have a base here in Europe and just enjoy that. Because after traveling, I've also seen how much Europe has to offer. One thing is visa rules and being able to just travel within the EU without having to bother with visas or anything, which is something I've struggled a lot with for the last few years. Not as much as a lot of other people, but still it's a struggle, it's a hassle every time that you need to figure out the visas and apply for them and pay for them and all that. So really have a different view on Europe as well now. And settling down here or making a base here also means that sustaining myself with my filmmaking is just not enough anymore. And I don't have a big network in the Netherlands. I only know Joya and her family basically. And because of that, I've decided that I'm heading back into IT, which is the field of work that I came from before I left. And I always loved my job in IT. I used to be an IT management consultant. And it was never that I didn't love my job. It was just that I got tired of working, or I wanted to travel more during the pandemic. And I always wanted that. I just always had a good excuse not to do it. And that just turned out to now be that I had the chance to go travel, and now it makes sense to return to IT, to have stability, to have a job again where I can know how much money comes in every month and I can feel like I provide value in that way, and then I can just kind of live a more normal life without all the pain and struggle of thinking of when the next bill is, or next money is gonna come in, which has been a struggle for the last 3.5 years, I'm not gonna lie about that. So returning to IT, the big struggle turns out to be that I don't speak Dutch yet. Learning, I've been learning for 2 years, but on Duolingo, so I'm not really fluent yet, and a lot of jobs require me to speak Dutch. So that's one thing that I'm struggling with right now, but it will definitely happen, and I will get better and better at Dutch, and then it will be less and less of a problem as well. So that's, I think, more or less the overall life update. I'm no longer a full-time filmmaker. I'm no longer traveling. I'm living in an apartment in the Netherlands. I'm looking for a job back in IT. So that begs the question, what about the filmmaking then? What about this YouTube channel? What about Instagram? What about the course? And we'll get to that now. So YouTube is still going to be a big priority of mine. I haven't posted for 1.5 months now, mainly because it's so much work to find a job and to apply for so many jobs. I think I've applied for almost 40 jobs now and gotten mostly rejections. So it's also a mental game of keeping that up and keep moving forward within that. But that's just taking basically all my time. Today I thought I wanted to give myself a little break, make a video, try filming a little sequence in the beginning of this video that you saw as well, just to get back in the rhythm, just to have fun with it. And that's part of the second thing as well. I'm making filmmaking my hobby again, and I really am looking forward to that. It used to be just photography that was my hobby, and when I set out to travel, I didn't really have a plan of what we were going to do and how I was going to do things. So it was initially photography, and then it turned into videography because there was more money or video or whatever in that. And I came to love that, including the storytelling and everything with that. So now I can take that back to a hobby level. I can no longer have to worry about if my videos get views or if I'm doing the right thing, because the next paycheck kind of depends on my videos performing, getting enough people to then enroll in my course to make enough money, and I didn't really like selling my course that much either. So now I can take it back to a hobby point and just have fun with it, and that's hopefully going to reflect in the future videos as well, and this one too. It's more exciting to make videos when I can just do it for the fun of it and not have to, it doesn't have a monetary impact on what I'm doing. Of course, it's nice that it adds some money as well, and that's going to be a bonus along with having a job, but yeah, you get it, I think. And the second part for that is, of course, the course, and that's going to take a priority as well. So it's going to be YouTube and the course, and I haven't updated the course for a while now, and that's, again, the reason. Traveling, moving first to Denmark, now to the Netherlands, getting this apartment, settling into the Netherlands, trying to find a job, all those things are taking up most of my time right now. But the course is definitely going to be improved. I'm probably going to re-record the core course again at some point, now that I have an apartment where I can do it a little bit more thoroughly than I did the first time when I was in the van. But I still believe that it's a really good product. And if you like the sequence that you saw in the beginning of this video, if you're still here, then I highly recommend that you check it out in the description below, because it really teaches you how to simply make videos with everyday things that you have around you, just like making a cup of coffee from an espresso machine, or it could be anything else. But it takes you through a step-by-step guide or techniques and things that you need to worry about at the beginning, and it doesn't try to tell you to buy a lot of gear and the most expensive camera and that's what you need, because in reality you just need the skills and the knowledge, and then no matter what camera you have, if it's an iPhone, if it's a camera, entry, intermediate, professional, whatever it might be, you can make videos. So highly recommend you check out that course if you want to support me. It's only 89 euros, so it's not that much, and it will keep expanding. So if you buy access to it, you will have access to it for the rest of your life. It's what we always say, but at least for the long as the platform is running, and that will be running for a long time. And if it stops, I will give you all the files so you can keep watching it. So all of that out of the way. But those two are my priorities. So having fun with YouTube, improving the course, it's going to be editing, color grading. As soon as I've landed a job, I've settled into that, then it's my plan to make a few videos a month and update the course with a few videos a month as well. So keep the ball rolling, keep having fun with it, and that's what's going to happen with that. And for Instagram, I have 115,000 followers now, I think, but that number is really just It feels like a fake number now. It was real when it grew to that number, when I was doing color grading, and now it's kind of just flat and dead. It might as well just have had 5,000 followers, to be honest, and I would probably get the same amount of views if it was 5,000 dedicated or interested followers instead of 115,000 that most of them don't see what I'm doing. So Instagram's taking a backseat for sure. It's never been the platform I've been selling the most of and just have fun with it. And it's probably just gonna be where I'm gonna post the reels of small sequences like I just filmed now to have fun with that. So that's the life update. I have absolutely no idea how long this is. I'm sorry if it was a lot of rambling. This is just generally me sitting down and talking with you, talking to you, telling you, explaining to you what's going on. So I hope you will still stick around. There's going to be more color grading, there's going to be more filmmaking videos, there's going to be more editing, there's going to be more of all of it, but at a slower pace, but I'm going to have more fun with it. So I hope those two things are going to come together nicely during this year and just kind of make this YouTube channel what it has been, but even better in that regard. So hopefully some better videos as well. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, then leave them in the comments down below. And I hope to see you inside the course platform if you decide to enroll for that. And otherwise, see you around here on YouTube as well. And yeah, a lot of fun things to come. I can spoil that the next video is gonna be about not this lens specifically, but around this lens, because I've turned my little ZV-1 into kind of a cinema camera with some extra things that I've picked up in the last few months, and it really works well. So I think it's fun to have a camera that can be very small, lightweight to bring around everywhere, but also kind of become a cinema camera, if you will. But more on that in the next video. That was just it for this. A little life update, a little where am I? I haven't died. Not that I think anyone noticed that I was gone, but if you did, thank you for caring, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching all the way to the end. Until the next time, take care.